If you're anything like me, you find it so hard to let go of people, places, and things, even if they're no longer serving you. You may even want better for yourself and you want to upgrade and you want to change, but at your core, you feel like if you let go of these things, you're going to lose a piece of yourself. Then the intrusive thoughts completely take over and you start to feel this intense anxiety in your chest, and it's like you can't breathe. And if you let go of whatever it is you're holding on to, you won't be okay. You won't be able to go on. What if you need it? What if this happens? All the voices in your head just like running rampant. And then you're left feeling stuck between wanting change and improvement and a better version of your life, but not enough to let go of what you currently have. So you get stuck in the cycle of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, hoping for a different result, which is actually the definition of insanity. But until you're willing to fully commit to letting go of the old version of you, one, you're not going to be on the mental and emotional level to receive those things, and two, you're not going to have the space or room in your life for the new, better versions to come in until you let go of the old version of you that is grabbing on so desperately to the past versions of you. Hi, I'm Julia. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. And if you are new here, subscribe please. Don't forget. So this video is clearly about letting go of people, places, all the things that equal the old past version of you that you are ready to upgrade from, to go to the new, higher, improved version of you. The one that has manifested all of your dreams as living your dream life. That version. We are trying to become her or him or they or them. This is a process we are going to continue to go through for the rest of our lives. We are ever changing. The one constant that we can say for sure is that we will continue to change and everything around us will continue to change. Nothing will ever stay fully stagnant because energy doesn't stop moving. Emotions are energy in motion, and we are literally emotional beings. We always feel, whether we want to admit it or not. One of the most important things we can do is allow ourselves to be comfortable with change and to stop overcomplicating the process of letting go. I feel like me, myself, and I, and probably you, do this so much to the point where we stay in certain cycles. The energy is still moving, like things are still changing, but we're in cycles that are not preferred because we refuse to let go of the old versions of ourselves, and we're like holding on to them for dear life, being like, no, I don't want to let go of her. When if we just stop resisting, stop fighting ourselves on letting go of these things, whatever they are, could be beliefs. Usually it's things, stuff, people, places, situations that are enforcing a certain belief. But anyway, back to what I was saying. If we surrendered to letting go and stopped trying to resist it, we would feel so much less suffering in the process of it, and we'd probably find a way to actually enjoy the process of letting go more so than we would if we're going tooth and nail with having to let go of whatever we need to let go of. Because the thing about letting go is you can either consciously choose to let go of something, or you can not and keep holding on and then have it ripped away from you. And the process of choosing to let go with your free will is so much less painful than the process of having things stripped away from you, literally clinging onto them. It's funny to think about because if you ever notice in relationships when people are super attached, it's like the attached person holds on and grips on, and then that other person who's like not attached gets repulsed by it and wants to run away. And the more that person runs away, the more the attached person wants to like cling on. Whereas if the attached person just like chill, just like let go, just let it be, the attached person would probably come around. Anyway, that's just one example of how letting go can actually sometimes get you what you want. And you know, sometimes in that situation, like that person's not for you anyway, so when you let go, you're actually just letting go of somebody that isn't for you, and then you can allow space to receive a person that is for you. There's millions of examples of this. I can give you a perfect example of me needing to let go of some stuff that I was holding on to because I related it to a past version of me that I didn't want to let go of. I know I've talked about this in a bunch of videos, but I had to let go of my storage unit in California. It wasn't the stuff that I didn't want to get rid of. I knew at the end of the day it was just stuff and I could replace the stuff and it wasn't that big of a deal. But what I was so afraid to let go of was the dream of living in California, because I had spent 4 years of my life there and I wasn't ready to let go of it, even though it's been 3 years since I lived there. I just didn't want to let go of that past version of me who who lived there and the dreams that came along with that version of me. But I have changed and grown and become a different version of myself. So me holding on to that was just extra baggage. So if I would have continued to hold on to that and paid however much the rent was, which kept going up every few months, one, I would be losing a lot of money. Two, if I can't pay it, like if I just don't have the money to pay it, I was going to lose all the stuff. And I ended up going there with my mom because she agreed to help me with moving out and the finances behind moving out, which I'm very, very, very grateful for. And we had an enjoyable time moving everything out, and I got to keep the things I really wanted to keep. Me choosing with my free will to let go made it a much less painful situation than what would have happened if I had to let the universe force me to let go, which I would have lost all the things that I wanted to keep and still would have had to let go of the storage unit. Whereas me making the choice to let go, when I did, I was able to keep the things I wanted to keep. I got to enjoy a trip to California. I actually feel so much lighter now that I don't have that hanging over my head. I know if I really want to go back to California, I can do so in my own time and figure that out, regardless of the storage unit, and I'll have new furniture and new things that I can enjoy and buy along the way. So that's like one example of when you consciously choose to let go of something, you can allow for a better result, a better situation to come in, or just not have to deal with extra added pain, suffering, negativity that comes with you getting forced to let go of something because it's not serving you and it needs to go and time is up, you know? My camera died, I had to switch out the battery. So as I was saying, usually the thing that you are afraid to let go of isn't what you actually need to let go of. It wasn't that I was actually afraid to let go of my storage unit or even really the stuff in it. What I was truly afraid to let go of was the past version of me that was living out my dream in California. I thought if I let go of that storage unit, I was going to let go of my dream and lose my dream and never have my dream. But it was because I was equating storage unit with the me that lived in California. Yeah, the stuff in there were things that I had from when I was living there, and I equated it with pieces of me. But what we have to come to realize is the stuff that we have, the people in our lives, the careers we have, the titles we hold, none of that is actually us. But we hold those things as our identity and we think they give us value because we don't realize our true value and our true vastness and how large we really are. Those things actually box us in to be so much smaller. That's why when you choose to let go of something that you're so deeply afraid to let go of, you usually feel like a sense of relief or like a weight lifted off your shoulders. It's because you're taking yourself out of a smaller box and you're allowing yourself to be the vast being that you truly are. The first step in all this is to really identify what the fear is of like what you're really afraid of. Because once you figure out what you're truly afraid of, then you can figure out the beliefs and the identity that you're holding on to and see why you are so afraid to let go. So with the storage unit situation, I had a few fears going on. One was that if I let go of this stuff, I would forget about that version of myself, and I didn't want to let go of her because the version of me that was there was following her dreams, was self-sufficient, she lived on her own, she was financially independent. There were parts of her that I currently still aspire to be that I am not now, but there's also parts of me that can look at her and be like, well, I am her still and I have more knowledge. Maybe I don't have all of the stuff and maybe my path has veered in a different way, but I'm still her. I can become a better version of her and a better version of the current me regardless of the things that I'm holding on to. And those things could be physical items, people, places, careers, homes, cars, whatever. Relationships, they could be anything. Once I got to the core of it and really identified, oh, like I'm scared to let go of her and the identity I had as her, I saw myself when I was living in California as a successful YouTuber. I don't really feel like that now, but holding on to a storage unit of stuff that I used when I was on that level as a YouTuber, as a content creator, whatever, like that's not going to make me be a successful YouTuber or content creator or anything. It's just stuff. I don't need the stuff to be good at what I do. I just need myself and my mindset and to follow my passions and what brings me joy. I went on a tangent, but But step one is to really identify your fear, because identifying your fear will then bring you to the belief and the identity that you're afraid to let go of. I had a belief that if I let go of the storage unit, I wouldn't be able to follow my dreams. The identity that I was holding on to was a past version of me who I felt closer to my dreams than I am now, which that is subjective. Who knows? I could be closer now, I could be closer then, I could be further now, further then. I get to decide in every moment what I get to be. So also, I do want to note that sometimes the stuff or situations are tied to a lower, more limited version of you that can't progress forward anymore in that place. And if you continue to stay there, you will only continue to repeat the same cycles over. When you're afraid to let go and you choose to stay in a certain situation, whatever it is, hold on to certain things, whatever they are, you can get into a cycle that makes you feel like you're stuck repeating the same thing over. You're not repeating the same thing over, but you are repeating the same cycle and pattern over until you learn that you have to let go. Or, like I said, the universe decides it's time to let go and they take it away, strip it away, get you down to who you really are. Step number 2, you need to self-soothe and get yourself into a calm state. Whether you need to do some breathing exercises, meditation, listen to some calming music, take a shower, go for a walk, you have to fully get yourself out of that fear mindset before you can be open and able and ready to receive guidance and new information towards the change that you want to make. So what that means is you need to get yourself into a calm place. So if you need to cry, let yourself cry. Cry until you can't cry anymore. If you need to do breath work and breathe in the calm air, you breathe in the calm air. If you need to go for a walk, go for a walk. Go for a drive. If you need to just get the energy moving, and whatever you feel is going to serve you best is what you gotta do. I remember with the storage unit, I cried and then I was like, okay, I'm calm, I'm good. The day that I had to set the plans in motion to get rid of the storage unit, I was filming a video, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the things I know I need to do that will make me happy and lead to a better future for myself. So I cried, I filmed my video, and then that led to my openness to receive the guidance that I needed towards the next step to change. Okay, so after you're in a calm state, step 3 is to validate that it's okay to feel however you feel and that you have your desires for a reason. It's really important that you don't invalidate or make yourself feel wrong for being afraid to let go or this and that. Like, there's no, I should feel like this. If you're thinking in shoulds, that's invalidating. You need to allow yourself to just be. Sometimes we can know what we need to do and not want to, and that is okay. What I mean when I say you have your desires for a reason is you would not have your desires if they weren't possible. Side note, you know the word impossible, if you spell it out, it says I'm possible, which means nothing is impossible because everything is I'm possible. Everything is possible. Our literal words are codes. It's interesting, like how I said earlier about energy in motion. Emotion is energy in motion. There's so many more words like that, you just have to pay attention. Another one is decide. When you are having trouble making a decision, it's picking a side. Decide. It's getting rid of the side, choosing a side. There's so many of them, it's crazy, it's fun. What I mean when I say you have your desires for a reason is you wouldn't desire or want things if it wasn't possible for you to be able to achieve them. So the only person holding you back from living the life that you want to live is who? You. You gotta get out of your own way. You need to let go of what isn't serving you, and you need to allow the space, the room for your desires to manifest. The really cool thing about desires and preferences, they are like a roadmap, a guide to your dream life. If you follow your desires, follow your preferences, follow the things you're passionate, the things literally feed you joy, that is your roadmap to your destiny. You can't miss the things that are meant for you, but you can delay them. So by following your desires and following your joy and following your passions, it takes you to your dream life. Getting out of your own way will allow the synchronistic things to happen to bring you what you want. Now for step number 4. Recognize the cycle and patterns tethering you to the past version of yourself. By becoming aware and recognizing your patterns and cycles, that is how you can step out of them. If you're not aware that you're in a certain cycle or pattern, you can't consciously take yourself out of it. So you need to really look at it, reflect on it, and then make make a choice of opposite action. And then that leaves us to step number 5, which is making the choice of opposite action. If you're making the same choice over and over again to stay in your cycle, then you have to choose something else that will take you out of your cycle, something different that you haven't chosen before. And all it takes is really just taking that one first step, because that will set off the cycle and you will start to feel a little better and start to realize, oh, I can make these changes because I just did one right now. But this is how you become the version of you that you want to be, by letting go of everything that isn't you. I remember I was watching a video by a really wise YouTuber. Her name is The Universe Guru. She received a download where becoming the version of you that you want to be isn't adding things on, it's taking away what isn't you. Like the statue of David, when I forget which artist, I want to say Leonardo da Vinci, but I don't think it was him. He was like a painter. Whoever made the statue of David, right? He chiseled away at a big block of marble. If you guys ever watched SpongeBob, they do a very good rendition of this. And he chiseled away until he made the statue of David. Well, the statue of David was always there. He never added anything on to make David. He just took everything away that wasn't David. And Mina from The Universe Guru on YouTube explained that the way she got to become her highest version, or the version, you know, her higher version that she is right now in her leveling up journey, was by taking away all the beliefs, all the things that weren't serving her, that weren't her, so she could reveal the true version of her. And we are always doing this every day. That's the inner work, is to get rid of all the beliefs that aren't serving us, all the things that aren't truly us, so that we can become our highest and best, truest, most authentic versions of ourselves. We are underneath everything. We don't need to add anything. We just need to get rid of all the things that we collected along the way from society's conditioning. That's the work that we have to do. I did want to add one final step. And because in life, we do need to take the time to enjoy and smell the roses. Enjoy. That's another one. Another word that's a little code is you're in joy when you enjoy. Okay, so anyway, I did add a 6th step, and that is gratitude. Praise yourself with gratitude for having the bravery to take the first step forward towards change. It's so important that you show yourself gratitude. It's going to make you want to continue to do this process and rinse and repeat for all of the changes that you want to make to up-level to become your most authentic version. Never forget gratitude along this journey. So that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Bye!